Number 126, Clefairy. Clefairy! Clefairy! You mean all the cookies in the cookie jar for me? Clefairy, Kirby. I know I've mentioned this before, but normal types just aren't very good. If I had to make a hierarchy of all the types, normal would probably be 13th out of 15. Above bug and poison, but just about below everyone else. And maybe someday I'll make that whole hierarchy. Maybe I'll make it in pie form. Pie. Anyway, Clefairy is just another one of those normal types that's just kind of crappy. In fact, it's one of those normal types that's pink and crappy too. There's a lot of those. And outside of Chansey, none of the pinkies are really worth battling for. Clefairy gets a couple of bonus points because I like the rumor that Gengar is actually Clefable's shadow. I mean, there's a whole conspiracy theory on this, and it's pretty interesting to check out. But that's Clefable, not Clefairy. So Clefable will get some more points, but Clefairy just kind of gets maybe like 1 or 2 spots bumped up. As it stands though, Clefairy is just another one of those hard to find but not really worth it Pokemon that seem to be in abundance, especially in the first generations. Comparable to Jigglypuff, but with a little bit lower HP and a little bit more special, means that Clefairy is a few spots higher than the Puff Factory. And once it becomes Clefable, it's pretty solid, but for now, it's just kind of wallowing in mediocrity. Number 125, Spearow. Spearow! What do you mean we have a 15-page paper due by tomorrow? I was gonna play Superman 64 all day! Oy. Spearow, DJ Qualls. Ah, Speary. I don't think Spearow's really any better at battling than Pidgey is, but for whatever reason I've always liked Spearow a little bit more. Maybe it's because I like Spears better than Pidges, and also probably because Pidges aren't a legitimate thing. It also appears that Spearow's beak is a little bit sharper, and it already knows Peck when you catch it, as opposed to Pidgey who just knows the normal type Gust. When I want to battle some weak grass types, I want to actually be super effective against it, so Spearow wins in that regard. You know what, come to think of it, the only flying move Pidgey learns is Wing Attack. Mirror move doesn't count. And it was weak back then, and it's probably still weak now, so that's why Spearow is higher than Pidgey. Another reason Spearow is higher, 2 words. Drill, Peck. See, 1, 2. Counting, haha! Probably the best flying move of this generation. It gets the same type attack bonus, or stab to you diehards out there, when Spearow uses it, which makes it even more effective. A little bit more of a boost, always helpful. Granted, Spearow's defense is really low, so you'll still get knocked out in a hit or 2, but at least you can do some good damage before you take the knockout punch. This next two will be a little joint-ish kind of, but we'll go with one of them first. Number 124, Nidoran, Female Edition. Yeah. Maybe we could have some hot chocolate and some marshmallows. Nidoran, Female Edition. Theodore from Alvin and the Chipmunks. Nidoran is another one of those Pokemon you can catch early in the game if you take a left at Viridian City instead of going towards the more direct straight path. You can also catch the male version, but since we're just doing girl talk right now, let's keep going with the blue one. Nidoran isn't awful, and when fully evolved into Nidoqueen, she can actually do some pretty good damage. But as a little evolved cub-ette, she's only mildly okay, and that's just because a lot of unevolved pokes are pretty bad. And, you know, it's pretty common knowledge that in Gold, Silver, and the later generations, most Pokemon have genders, and almost all of them can be bred. The Nitties didn't like that though, and they decided to sex it up long before that became trendy. And for their ability to jump ahead of the curve, we can only commend them, because how else would we end up with something like Psybeam on a Psyduck? Think about that. Number 123, Nidoran, male version! No! Look, dude, for the last time, Big Willie Style is the best Will Smith CD, okay? Nidoran, male edition, Jennifer Garner. Nidoran, male version, gets the slight edge over its female counterpart because of the little horn it has on its head, which means that when it does the move Horn Attack, which both of them can learn, it should do more damage. I don't think it actually does, but Pokemon was never a game based on logic anyway. Plus, horns always remind me of unicorns, and unicorns are awesome. His ears, meanwhile, are enormous! The hearing must be off the charts. I mean, I don't think sound or hear are going to be Pokemon moves anytime soon, but if they are, you watch out! Nidoran will be a beast!